Happy Kwanzaa and welcome to day 2 of 3-word prayers for Kwanzaa. I am Cherie Jones, author of Lord You Know, 3-word prayers of adoration, supplication, and affirmation. And for the next week during Kwanzaa, I am pairing up my 3-word prayers with the Kwanzaa principles. And today's Kwanzaa principle is Kujichagulia, which means self-determination in Swahili. Kujichagulia is to define ourselves, name ourselves, create for ourselves, and speak for ourselves. And I've decided to pair Kujichagulia with the 3-word prayer, I'm good enough. In a world that is oftentimes critical of people, we live in a world where we are often encountered with those who don't believe that we are able to accomplish great things. Sometimes we doubt ourselves. We can self-sabotage and not believe that we are capable to do certain things. We may not believe that we can achieve goals. Maybe we are fearful to even set certain goals, lofty goals, because we doubt ourselves. And sometimes that's based on the society in which we live, that we have not been affirmed or encouraged, maybe by those in our family or just the world at large, oftentimes does not want us to thrive. But we are thriving against all odds. And so Kujichagulia is that principle that we use to encourage ourselves. This is when we have to speak over ourselves and encourage ourselves that we can and we will do great things. We can and we will make something of ourselves, make something of our families, have an impact in our community and the world at large. And so the prayer, I'm good enough, is perfect for Kujichagulia. And it's inspired by the story of David when he was chosen to be king of Israel. If you go to First Samuel chapter 16, we see that God sends the prophet Samuel to Jesse's house to choose one of Jesse's sons to be king, the next king of Israel. He would be the successor after King Saul. And so Samuel goes to Jesse and tells him why he's there. And Jesse brings before the prophet Samuel 7 of his sons. But when Samuel goes to assess each of them, he discovers that none of these 7 sons is who God has chosen to be king. And so he asks Jesse, do you have any other sons? And he says, oh yeah, my youngest son, David, he's out in the field tending to the sheep. And so as it may be, David is the one who God chose to be king. David is the one that no one expected to be king. Not even David's father thought that he was good enough to be king, because the 7 sons, they looked the part. They were tall, they were strong, they were handsome. Some of them even served in the military. But David's father, Jesse, didn't think that David was good enough to be king. But God saw David's heart and knew that David had the heart of a king. And that says to us today, even in those times when we may doubt ourselves or the world may doubt us, we are good enough. God can see your heart. God knows what you and me, what we all are capable of. And so in those moments when you doubt yourself or when you feel like the world is doubting your abilities, I want you to pray this prayer. I'm good enough. And I want to leave you with this short excerpt from my book. It says, when you pray, I'm good enough, you embrace the gold standard, or that is the God standard of goodness, instead of ascribing to society's view of goodness. God made you, therefore you are good enough. Happy Kwanzaa, and I'll see you tomorrow for day 3 of 3-word prayers for Kwanzaa.